You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
I will say, I am getting annoyed that everybody keeps calling this a long weekend.
It's not, though. It's a weird
Who
weekend.
has Monday off?
That's
Does anybody
just it.
have Monday off?
I feel like there are probably some people.
If you were smart and you booked it off.
Exactly, who turned it into a 4-day weekend. But that doesn't mean it's a long weekend. That means it's a vacation.
Because even someone texted in and was like, I haven't heard you make your PSA about it being a long weekend and to stock up on booze. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not. Like,
Right. Well, yeah, that's just it. Is normally you would come on and you would tell people, like, hey, get out there early, which also doesn't even really matter anymore because you can get it at the grocery store. But if you run out of booze Saturday and Sunday, everything's normal on Monday. Like, all the businesses are open on Monday.
it also kind of sucks because you can't even really get that gassed up on Canada Day. I mean, you can get drunk.
Yeah, well, sure.
But you can't get sloppy because you got to work the next day unless you were a genius and you booked the Wednesday off.
Yeah, I mean, that's the move, right? If you would book the Monday and the Wednesday, turn it into a 5-day weekend, give yourself full free permission to go at it and celebrate the country on Canada Day, then good for you. But the average person, you're right, even if you have the Tuesday off, I think the only thing this allows you is if you want to do some Monday drinking.
They should have made it a double stat. They should have gave us Canada Day in the second. They need us to celebrate our country.
Right.
We should be able to get gassed.
Yeah.
And we should be able to have a hangover day, honestly.
Well, it's kind of like Christmas will do this every now and again. When Christmas falls on like a weird part of the week,
Yeah.
a lot of times everybody will just be like, hey, listen, your company will be like, we're just not going to open up this day.
Yeah.
That's what we need. If the government won't tell us that the Monday before Canada Day is a stat, then our companies, Rogers included, should have been like, all right, guys, we'll take care of this.
Our
one."
country has been through so much in the past year, and we need a day of day drinking, okay?
I
We
don't see
need
why
this.
not. Yeah.
We need this.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Sinners movie, the one with Michael B. Jordan. Have you seen it yet?
No, I heard it's really good, though.
Dude, the hype for this movie is probably the most hype I've seen for a monster movie, essentially a monster movie in a long, long time. Because the whole thing is like vampire based. But I was also looking, and they're doing, Anne Rice, the like vampire novelist.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 2 shows based off of sort of her literary universe that are coming out.
Are vampires making a big comeback? I thought we were done with vampires.
Well, and I don't even know if it's just specifically vampires. Vampires are sort of leading the way right now with a bunch of movies. There's another Dracula movie coming out later this year. There was that Nosferatu movie last year.
Yeah.
Vampires are having a big resurgence, but also there are some new like werewolf projects that are coming out soon. 28 years later, now we're into the zombie thing again, which I thought we were kind of done with zombies for a while.
I guess monster movies as a whole are coming back.
That's the thing, is it feels like it's the big return of the monster movie genre, sort of knocking out the superhero era that we were in. I don't know if I like it more or less, but it did get me thinking. Specifically with vampires, I feel like vampire life is not a good life.
I mean, yeah, you gotta like go around sucking on people's necks and stuff.
That's just it, man. Like I remember like Interview with a Vampire and stuff from when I was little, and it made it look like all vampires were fancy and lived rich lives.
I'd also never be able to have garlic dip ever again.
No garlic dip. Cannot go out in the sunlight. You have to live exclusively at night.
Which, I mean, then again, if you think about it, how many times have you been like, I wish I could just sleep all day?
See, but I feel like all you would be doing is reversing, right? Right now, we wake up, we live our life in the day, we sleep at night. You'd just be reversing, so you'd feel miserable waking up in the night. You'd still have that like, oh, I wish I could sleep 10 more minutes.
But then again, a few months ago, we did get tight with the people at Canadian Blood Services. So, like, personally, we've got a connection.
Do you think that they would hook you up? Like, do you think it's in you to give to this vampire over here?
Start volunteering. Also, I mean, another true perk is how many times have you looked in the mirror at yourself and been like, I hate you? If you're a vampire, you don't got to deal with that.
No reflection.
Yeah.
It's good for your mental health.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We got Liza on the phone. Liza, what would be the best monster to turn into, in your opinion?
I don't know. I was thinking werewolf because then, you only have to worry about it like once a month and you can plan ahead because everybody knows when the moon's coming.
Yeah, but also think about how much clothes you're going to go through. It seems like an expensive monster to become.
Well, what if you just get naked that day and then you don't have to go through any clothes?
I was going to say, she does make a good point. It's the only monster that you can put in your calendar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just look ahead and you're like, oh, Thursday's a full moon. Better not wear my nice suit.
Till you wake up naked in a schoolyard and then you catch a ticket and a charge and you're on a list now.
You're right. I was only thinking of the transformation, not the aftermath.
This is true.
Yeah, nobody thinks about that.
No, it is very true. It's kind of like when the Incredible Hulk turns into the Hulk. You're like, oh, that'd be kind of neat. And then you forget about, well, eventually he's naked and a human again, and people have to answer questions.
You know how many purple pants that guy goes through? It's insane.
Same with the werewolf.
We got Kevin on the phone. Worst or best monster to become? What do you think?
A zombie. No matter what, it's a zombie. You just walk all day, and you don't get to chill. That's no good.
It does seem like it would be kind of like a lackluster lifestyle.
Although, endless buffet at all times, if you think about it.
You got to chase your buffet, though. You're walking all day through woods, getting caught on trees. Your clothes are tattered. No, I'm not doing that.
That is true because technically you're still on the job while you're brain dead.
That's just it. Like, you're still working, you're still hunting, you're still doing your thing. And even, you say it's like a buffet, but just like a buffet, you're also fighting with dozens of other people to try and get the best food.
That is true.
Everybody's reaching for that meat, and you're stuck with all the bad organs.
We'll take one more call. We got Steve on the line. Steve, what do you think would be the worst monster to become?
A ghost. I mean, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't get high, you can't feel. You can never truly die. It would just be miserable.
Out of all the movies I've ever seen that tackle the idea of ghosts and being a ghost, none of them have ever dealt with whether or not you can do drugs.
I also just feel like being a ghost, man, like especially if you're haunting your own house.
Yeah.
And you just have to watch the family move in, and then you're like, I had this place set up perfectly. Please stop messing with it.
Well, that's when you start screwing with the TVs and the lights just to drive them out.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Is it real? Is it fake? Do we even care? Let's find out.
We did this once before, but I want to try again with Canada Day coming up. I'm going to give you cities or town names here in our great country, Canada.
Okay.
And you need to tell me if they are real or fake, okay?
So some of these are actual places you could find on a Canadian atlas, and others are ones that you and the friends of the show have just fully made up.
100%.
Okay. Let's do this.
First one here is Punky Doodles Corners, Ontario.
Punky Doodles Corners.
Yes.
See, I immediately was like, that sounds like a real thing. Then you said Ontario, because my brain immediately was like, well, that's got to be in Newfoundland, right? So, it does still sound familiar though, so I'm gonna say real. Wow.
It is real.
Where is that?
In Ontario.
That's fantastic.
We've got Moose Factory, Ontario.
Moose Factory is maybe it's a restaurant. I think there's a chain of restaurants called the
What do you
Moose
think?
Factory. I'm gonna follow my gut. Because it worked for the first one. I'm gonna say that's a real place.
That is real.
Hell yeah.
We've got Saint Louis du Haha in Quebec.
St. Louis de Haha. Okay, now we're just putting sounds in there, so I will say fake. That's
No,
real.
That is a real place. Apparently, the ha-ha in French refers to an unexpected obstacle or path.
Interesting. Okay.
Next here, we have got Ball Swing, Manitoba.
Ball Swing, Manitoba?
Real or fake?
Oh, there's some wild town names in Manitoba, so let's say real.
No, that one was texted in by someone.
I fell for Ball Swing.
Next, we've got Tickle Harbor, Newfoundland.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say real.
Do you think that one's real? Do you think Black Tickle, Newfoundland is real?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's say this. There's part of the tickle belt.
That is real. Spuzzum, Ontario?
There's no way that people live in Spuzzum, Ontario.
Spuzzum is a real place.
What would you call someone who lives there?
A spuzz?
I don't like it.
Petit Oiseau, Quebec?
petite oiseau. Isn't that that's like little bird or something, right? So I'll say sure.
No, that's fake.
Ah, damn it! It felt real. I'm falling apart here.
We've got Bastard, Ontario.
Bastard, Ontario? Bastard?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is real.
That's wild. You bunch of bastards.
Jugs, PEI.
Sure. Why not?
That was fake.
Oh, no. The problem is the ones that are real are so ridiculous that everything feels real.
Final one here.
Okay.
Joe Bat's arm.
Joe Bat's arm?
Newfoundland.
See, anything could be real in Newfoundland, so sure. You know what's not real? Newfoundland. Newfoundland's not real.
I don't know why they have so many tickle names. Somebody's uncle was up to no good back
They're
then.
just having a good time, man. Who are you to
The
judge?
Brock and Dobby Podcast.
It looks like Vince Neil got by AI.
Uh-oh.
On Twitter, he responded to what he thought was a hot babe, and it turned out to be an AI girl.
Oh, no.
There's like a photo of a lady in lingerie that said, "Can I DM you the nudie version?" And Vince replied, "Yeah." And everyone is just roasting him online. And, you know, to his credit, I will say I've seen these on Twitter and on Instagram, these fake AI babes. Some of them, it's hard to tell unless you see like that weird pinky finger or something.
Oh, yeah, the little AI artifacts that are kind of, and even those are getting smoothed out every day with like the new tag.
I know, it's scary, but at the same time, this just goes to show that he may be a rock star, but he's just like the average Joe, because how many times do you go on like Instagram or like whatever it is, and you see your buddy responding or liking a post, and you're like, "Oh, dude, what are you doing, man?"
All of a sudden, your friend on Facebook has a post up about how he's got a really great deal on Ray-Bans and Oakleys, and you're like, "Oh, who did you fall for this time?"
It was like 10 years ago when you'd get all those like fake girls adding people on Facebook, and then you'd go, "Why do I have two mutual friends?" Like, I can't believe you guys fell for this.
Getting outed by the AI bots is tough.
The worst part is Vince Neil is just coming off a divorce, and he's totally acting like a dude who's coming off a divorce.
That's just it, right? He's probably sitting at home going, "Oh, time for a little rebound action."
This guy used to be Dr. Feelgood.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
How long do you think the average person spends on their phone in the bathroom in the course of a year?
In a year?
Yeah.
4 hours?
4 hours in the course of a year on their phone. It is significantly higher, sir.
Really?
Significantly higher.
6 hours?
You are not even in the ballpark.
12 hours?
49 hours a year.
Spend 2 days on the can looking at your phone?
2 calendar days being on the phone in the bathroom. And doctors are saying that this is a problem for more than one reason. The first problem is that, one, you're just sitting for too long in stints in what is an uncomfortable space.
Yeah.
Like, the toilet is not designed for duration. It's not an endurance spot. You're supposed to get in and get out. So people are developing issues that way. But the other problem is that you are literally holding your phone over the toilet. Germs and all sorts of particles and things are getting on there. And the average person does not clean their phone nearly as well as it needs to be cleaned.
I mean, that's true. You're wiping and all that stuff, then you're touching your phone, or you got, you know, your thing in one hand, you're standing over the urinal.
Yeah, so it's a problem. Doctors have been saying that what we need to do is we need to make decisions in our life. We either need to leave our phones outside of the bathroom, or if you absolutely cannot go without a connection to the outside world, then we need to start scrubbing our phones with proper like cleaning solutions and those UV lights and all that stuff. Basically, if you're going to keep your phone on you, if you need to be playing Candy Crush while you're on the can, then we need to start disinfecting everything, because you're then walking out into the world carrying all kinds of germs with you.
I'd say it's your phone, and then your wallet is probably something that needs to be cleaned more often, too.
I mean, now that you mention it, I have had the same wallet I got it as a birthday present, like...
You ever given it a Lysol wipe?
10 years ago, maybe on the outside. You know what I mean? Like maybe like I put it down on something, it got sticky. You give it a wipe on the outside.
I'll say never. I've had the same wallet since pre-COVID. That thing's probably still carrying some Corona on it.
But I think like I've got the debit card, credit card slots, especially now in the world of tap, where I don't carry a lot of cash on me, but I am tapping my card on machines all across the country.
Think about all the nasty-ass people that have also touched those Interact machines as well.
And then I'm just sliding the cards back into their little holsters.
Same thing as lighters. Like if you're a social smoker too, how many times do you toss your lighter around?
Yeah.
And then you just keep using it.
And like you never would run your lighter under the sink.
And then you're putting those same fingers on your smoke, which you're then putting in your mouth.
We really are disgusting as a species if you stop to think about it.
And if you think about the stoner community, you think about bongs on top of that.
Yeah, although I've never personally owned glassware of that sort. The people that I knew growing up that did treated it better than some people treat their children.
We hung around with different stoners.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
We got John on the phone. You were saying keys is something that doesn't get cleaned enough.
Yeah, you think you're handing those to a mechanic, maybe let your friends drive your car. You don't know what they're doing.
Even just laying your keys places.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like even,
nasty.
I like to think that there is probably someone who comes in and cleans this studio on a regular basis, but we both just chuck our keys onto the counter when we come in here.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what we've gotten on there? Anytime you go to a restaurant, you'll drop them on the table, or even just around the house.
You go get valet at a fancy place. You don't know who's touching them yet.
Oh.
It's amazing we survived as long as we have.
Yeah, honestly, you're right.
I think the most concerning one that I've seen texted in was from someone who says that they used to work in an operating room and have seen more belly button cheese than you can shake a stick at, which the amount of belly button cheese I would shake a stick at should be a very small amount. Who's not cleaning their belly button?
I mean, it's kind of a forgotten thing, right? You're in the shower, you don't think about like fingering your belly button. Like
it's like the people who are like, oh, I don't scrub my legs because the water runs down and cleans itself. And people have the same thought process with like their kitchen sink. It's like, oh, wow, there's water in it, so it must be clean.
Another big one at home, someone said TV remote, right? Especially if you got gross kids, too.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think of with 3 kids in the house, I do wipe down the remote, but probably not often enough.
We got Megan on the phone. Megan, what's something you think doesn't get cleaned enough?
Yeah, okay. So growing up, my parents would never let us get any candy out of those vending machines because who went to the toilet and got little poopy fingers and then stuck their poopy little fingers in that little tiny hole to get their candy out, and who's cleaning that?
Oh, dude, even thinking about like vending machines itself, especially when you go to a hospital or anything like that, like.
Oh, you guys, that was such a happy childhood memory I just had of the vending of the gumball machine, and now you made me think about eating poop.
I just had another thought, too. You're touching a dirty-ass coin before you're putting it in there and then shoving the candy in your face hole.
Right. Yeah, we all know that money is disgusting, but how many of us are sanitizing in between putting the coin in and then just jamming food in our face?
Not one of us.
And I mean, on top of that, I've been in the bathroom with a lot of people in this community before. Not enough of you are just washing your hands is the biggest thing.
The problem is that who's washing those faucets?
Yeah.
You know, I come away from the sink and then I put my hands on the tap. And then the next person comes and does it. The next person comes.
I mean, you don't even think about that. Yeah, the urinal, the toilet itself. Like,
did this conversation just make me want to start becoming a hypochondriac? Like, I feel like I'm itchy all of a sudden.
I feel forever unclean.
This is the Brock and Dobby Podcast.
Did you know there is a world record for most swear words in one song?
In one song?
It is held by rapper Royce da 5'9". He's got a song called Roll Call.
Certainly.
And it has 295 swear words in the entire song.
I like Royce da 5'9". He is pretty closely associated with Eminem. I would have assumed Eminem would have been at the top of that list, if I'm being honest.
Actually, surprisingly enough, they say that Nicki Minaj uses the most curse words overall. She has used over 1,600 curse words across across her catalog.
Honestly, unsurprising. I've heard a lot of it.
They say female dog being the most frequent curse word. The highest rock song with the swear word count is Limp Bizkit's Hot Dog with 61 swear words in there.
Really? Good for the boys for getting in the record books with that one.
And then I was looking more into this. The most popular swear word is the N-bomb, and then it goes the shh, the female dog, and then the F-bomb as well.
Wow, F-bomb all the way down at number 4. You know what it is? It's because you can get away with a 7448 or a female dog way easier in terms of like the censors and all that stuff. Whereas if you're going to put an F-bomb in the song, you are committing to it being restricted in some way.
Well, it's usually like a halt of a song or something, you know what I mean? Or like a break almost. But I was curious, too, as I was looking at all this stuff, I was like, what is the first song in music history that had a swear word? And it goes all the way back to 1935.
Wow.
There's a lady named Lucille Bogan who is billed as Bessie Jackson.
All right.
And she did a song called Shave 'Em Dry.
Shave 'Em Dry sounds horrible.
And this is the first song that is at least recorded that had swearing.
I got nipples on my titties, big as the end of my thumb. I got something between my legs that'll make a dead man come. Oh, Daddy.
Bessie!
Baby, won't you shave 'em dry?
Keep listening, keep listening.
No, Lord, no. Want you to grind me, baby. Grind me until I cry. Say I f***ed all night and all the night before, baby. And I feel just like I want to f*** some more. Oh, good God, Daddy, grind me, honey, and shave me dry.
This is
and
the
when you hear me holler,
1935
baby,
version of WAP.
you to shave me dry.
You know when you hear people where they're like, back in my day, they used to make real music.
That's right. We put thought into our lyrics. We didn't just say the grossest things we could think of. Damn.
Shave 'em dry is my neck, my back.
What did she say she was going to do to that poor dead man?
So just in case you thought songs were crass now, nothing's really changed.
Same as it's ever been.
This is the Brock and Delby Podcast.
All right, now that school is officially out, this will be the last time we play this game, and we've got $100 in Lotto Max tickets on the line.
$50 million jackpot. Plus, we've now hit the jackpot is high enough that there are also 2 max million prizes that will all hopefully be given away to one of you beautiful, sexy people later on tonight.
We were looking for a suggestion on how to end this, and Adam had a great one. He said, in the song School's Out, they say that the school gets blown to pieces. Maybe we can get the sound of the school blowing up for today.
What could be more final for School's Out than blowing up the school?
So we've got 3 people that are looking to blow up the school here on the phone lines. If you are not one of them, judge accordingly.
If you are not someone who wants to blow up a school, you are judging.
All right. Let's get to line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
This is Cody.
Cody, all right. You understand what we want from you, right?
I think so.
All right, I'll play the Alice Cooper clip, and then you blow up the school, all right?
Sounds good. Boom!
Oh, my God. Are you actually...
Oh, no, the school's on fire!
Are you clanking stuff
What are you
around?
hitting in the background?
We got a water bottle, some bug spray, and a lighter.
This man's up for a hell of a Friday.
I appreciate the effort. Great job, man. All right, stay on hold here.
Excellent start from Cody.
Caller number 2, what's your name?
Hi, Leslie.
Leslie, all right, you ready to blow up the school?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Take it away.
Whoa, there goes the portable.
Good job, Leslie.
It's good to have screams of the victims in there. Really brings it home.
Stay on hold. All right, we got one more caller here. Caller number 3, what's your name?
Ray.
Ray, what do you think of the competition so far this morning?
I don't know. I think I can give her a shot.
Oh, Ray's calling a shot.
All right, here we go. Take it away.
What prop did you use? I heard something in there.
It was a lid off a pot.
Everyone getting very creative this morning.
They blew the lid off.
All right, I'll give a round of applause to everyone there.
That was great.
Maximum effort. What are we thinking, though? Line 1, line 2, line 3. We had Cody on line 1 who was like a boom with a bunch of, what was it, water bottles and bug spray?
Scattered props in the background, which I very much appreciate. I think that he really brought it.
Leslie had screams and everything in there.
Yeah, Leslie went no props, or at least nothing we know about, but just went purely on the theater of the mind.
And then on line 3 there, we just had an explosion with something falling over.
It blew the lid off the school with the pot lid. All three brought it today.
What's the text line looking like right now?
Seeing a lot of number 1s and a lot of number 2s. Seems to be between Leslie and between Cody. Again, depending on which one you liked, of either I used a bunch of props to make my noises, or I just made boom sounds.
Should we have them have a blow up off?
A boom off?
A boom off?
Yeah, sure.
Cody, are you still there?
I am still here.
All right, one more time. Let's hear you blow up the school.
All right, thanks, Cody. Cody blew up a little early.
The story of my life. Leslie, are you still there?
Yes.
One more time.
I'm a portable.
All right, I think we got to give it to Leslie.
Just really making sure to take care of that portable.
Leslie, you get the ding and the round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets, all right?
Awesome, thank you.
All right. If you do happen to win the big jackpot, you got some nickels and dimes for the fellas over here?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And we need you to repeat after us. I, Leslie, will promise to never blow up a school.
I, Leslie, will promise to never blow up a school.
There we go. Legally
else.
covered. Take that, legal.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is carte blanche. It's actually 2 words. Carte, C-A-R-T-E, carte, and B-L-A-N-C-H-E, blanche. Whatever. Anyways, it's complete discretionary control. I don't really have that over myself, I don't think. And I definitely wouldn't want it over anybody else. I don't make mistakes. Make some smarter as I learn from it. Anyways, that just about does it. Have a great one. Happy Friday. Cheers. You're up.
Carte blanche.
I mean, it's basically just, it means you can do whatever you want. You hear it a lot when, like, super rich people talk about Elon Musk all the time. You know, hey, we have laws and we have rules, but people like that kind of have carte blanche to do whatever they want. It's that freedom of, like, who could stop
you? You know, on the 4th of July, Americans celebrate freedom. On Canada Day, we celebrate carte blanche.
Celebrate carte blanche.
Yeah.
That's the celebration. I mean, honestly, depending on what your plans are, you do have some level of carte blanche on a weekend.
When French people do karaoke of George Michael, do they do carte blanche? Carte blanche. Someone try that out this weekend if you're doing karaoke.
If they don't, they should start today.
Carte blanche, carte blanche, carte blanche. Use it wherever you can. All right?
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.